What is up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? My name's Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellanea. It is Tuesday, which means trivia day. Um, Today we are doing trivia about Buffy the Vampire Slayer because that is what we discussed last week. So get your Buffy quiz hats on and get ready for quizzing times. What else we got going on here? Let me tell you a little bit about my tools. Okay, you're going to see a lot of familiar stuff because I use the same things pretty much all the time. This is a tray from Firefly. This is their Switch Mini Max. I love this thing. It's got a removable lid, very magical. The size is perfect for me and my big old hands. It has a removable trash tray. We love that. The pour spout is opens and closes like so. And then we've got a little hole in the top here so that you could set your pen in it if you wanted to. I don't usually need to because my table's actually pretty level. The house tips this way, not this way. So I'm lucky there because watch, I think it'll roll this way, maybe. Oh, my thin metal multiplacer keeps it from rolling away on me, but I'm using my Firefly tray. I have my pen from Black Wolf Woodworks. I am not using one of my own pens because I need to make a thicker one for myself. The one that I use most of the time is it's good, but it's just a slight bit too small. This one here for good fortune and success, prosperity, etc. that I made myself an intention pen. But this one is a little bit thin and my hands are acting a little funky monkey today. So we're just gonna go ahead and use the old trusty. Hello, Diamond Queen. Hello, Barb Phillips. Welcome. I am using in my thin metal multiplacer putty from Putty Crocker's Boutique and more. This is Drunk Cupid. So this would have been the scent from Valentine's Day this year. It smells like chocolate and it is amazeballs. I cannot complain. And then in my single placer here, I am using Ghost from Diamond Painting Daily. That is their little symbol there. Diamond Painting Daily, you can find them on Etsy. I believe you can find Putty Crocker on Etsy as well. What is up, Michelle and Della? Hi, hello. Good to see you guys. And then the canvas that I am working on is Loto Lunar from Lazy River Crafts. She is a beauty. I have been working on her slowly but surely, but isn't she beautiful? I'm finally just like getting to the finish of her face. We love it. Let me turn the brightness down on my settings here. It's a little bit bright. Let's see. Need to make it just a little less. There, that's better. And you can actually kind of see what the picture is supposed to look out and it's not look like, and it's not so blown out. Beautiful. All right. Yes. Hi, Callie. Welcome. So many members, you guys. And I do want to shout out a special thank you to my members, all 20 of you. You are amazing. I cannot tell you how I am of your support. If you would like to become a member and get early access to my videos as well as special members only chat in the Discord, please do so. It's $4.99 I think a month, and pretty good deal there. I will be adding a level very soon. I'm pre-recording some videos for that where that members only. The next one up, I think, will be like $9.99 or whatever, 10 bucks. That level will have access to special weekly vlog videos, and probably more. Eventually, I will add another level wherein There's some other special things, plus each maybe quarter or year, not sure when, I would be raffling off to those members an intention pen. Not this pen, one of these beauties. Let's see, we'll show you an intention pen, one of these booties. Aren't they lovely? And you would tell me exactly what you want in your intention pen. So, you figure your membership on that one might be, I don't know, $15, and these pens are 100. So after a little bit, maybe it doesn't add up. We'll figure out what's best for those levels. But hello, Amber, welcome. But we'll figure it out as we go. All of that said, keep an eye out for those changes to take place. Either way, I want to say a huge thank you to the members that are currently existing. I am able to get a lot more done because I have you guys' help. I massively appreciate that you show support, that you're here all of the time when it comes to the lives, or you show up in the Discord chats. So just really quickly, I'm going to name them off: Scorpio Moon 213, Amber L, Michelle H, Sarah B, Alex, Witchy Ducky, Chrissy Ann, Callie, Cal W, Alice, Goddess Jen, Linda B, Aloralai, Nightshade 525, Jamie W, Cat S, Sue M, Dawn to Dust Gems, Marie, Kira, and Della. Thank you guys so much for your support monthly, and it means the world to me. So special shout out to you guys today. I super appreciate all that you do. Meetings. Oh, well, good. Hello. Yes, and boop that like button if you would not mind. Welcome, Kat. And yeah, so I prepared for you guys a little Buffy quiz today. It is I sprinkled easy, medium, and hard questions throughout because I figure you guys are, excuse me, probably ready for some harder questions, right? Some of you may be prepared, some of you may be completely in the dark, but hey, it's a show about vampires. It's okay to be in the dark as long as you've got your slayer there with you. Anyways, I also put up fairly recently members only video, an unboxing. Some of you have seen it, some of you haven't yet seen it, because some of you guys like do batch watching. Totally fine however you want to view the channel, but you get to hear me like full on belly laugh, like I have never laughed in a video, an unboxing before. Oh, it was a good belly laugh though, because I'm 12. So there you have it. My video looks dark. Oh, okay. I was just doing it for the DPing to better show the diamond painting because it was super bright. But I can brighten it back up a little bit. Not a problem. We'll bring our ISO up a little bit. I just didn't want to blow, because there's such light colors in here, I didn't want to blow it up. So let me know if that still looks okay. If it still looks okay, then I will keep the brightness up. You're going to fail the trivia? That's okay. Me too, probably. Just because it's been a hot minute. I started rewatching Buffy, and then I remembered how much I love Angel, right? So I was rewatching Buffy, and then I sort of gave up and started rewatching Angel. So, you know, we all have our loves, right? So Angel starts right when Buffy goes to college. Okay, she goes off to college and she meets eventually she meets Riley, um and that's where Angel, right before that, Angel leaves for LA because their relationship turns not awesome, on account of Angel, not giving anything in the quiz away, obviously, but or maybe I am. Oh, it looks good. Okay. Uh so eventually they have Angel has a moment of perfect happiness, and he turns evil, you know, because Angel has, and if he has a moment of perfect happiness, he was cursed by gypsies, that if he has a moment of perfect happiness, that he would become evil again, right? So he does all that he can to maintain his soul, but they have a smooshy time. That's the word. They have smooshy time. And when that happens, he becomes evil and then, goes to LA from Sunnydale and then starts his own show. So I am on, I think, the 13th episode of Angel now, wherein Doyle has just made a great sacrifice, and Cordelia takes over some very interesting stuff. I don't want to give anything away for those who have not yet watched Angel. But yeah, gonna see how much I remember. Oh, you're at the end of season 3. Oh, the end of season 3. Yeah, that's when he goes. But welcome to Jamie and Alex. Very glad to see you guys. Hello, Marissa, with your busticated hand. Like I said, how ironic that you busticate your hand before we do this non-dominant hand challenge. That was not planned. I didn't mean to, I don't know, throw some juju at you, I guess. Oh, I went and got my nails done today. Oh, look at them. They so pretty. So I was originally just gonna do the purple with some white. I told him just do a design on my finger, whatever. And so he did the white lines, but they were very stark, right? And so he's like, I'm gonna add something. I said, okay, go ahead. So he put some powder on the white lines, the pink and orange, and kind of made them fun and festive. I don't know. You gotta have a little fun and festivity in your life. Not normally colors that I would pick, and that's why I like the young man that I go to, because he he does nails all day, and I'm like, well, you just do whatever you feel like doing. And eventually I end up with something really cool because, he's doing nails all day. Let's go ahead and we're going to go with, so just so because you can't, this is a really tiny, tiny picture, but at least you'll see, this is the piece that I am working on. It is called Lodo Lunar from Lazy River Crafts. That is by Ultramar. Ultramar is an artist over at Lazy River Crafts that you can check out. You know who else is an artist that you can check out now? She is live over at Lazy River Crafts, is Nightshade 525. Welcome, Nightshade 525, Alexia. Congratulations again on your launch over at Lazy River Crafts. I really, really hope that at one point or another I get to do a sneak peek of one of your pieces. That would really make me happy. But yeah, I'm super excited, and I gotta get pumped. I gotta get pumped for it. Getting the cat, getting in the cat, like getting in a cat scan. I don't know what that means. Getting in the cat. But anyways, so congratulations to Alexia. That's big news, and I'm incredibly excited for you. But yeah, let me get to diamond painting and then I will start up our quiz because I am ready to go. I tried to roll my R initially and apparently it was like, nah, lady, your mouth's too dry. Let's see here. We have 16 viewers. I think that's probably good to get a start on and start up our quizzy questions. Now, remember, we are on the honors system. So if you are answering the quiz questions and you do Google Foo, I am not going to know, one. And two, there really are no super prizes. Maybe eventually we'll do some prizes like, you know, you can record your answers each week, maybe at the end of something, the end of the year or whatever. We could do some sort of trivia that actually has like prizes. Again, it'll be on the honor system, and maybe the way that we make that fair, since I don't know for sure whether or not you're answering with Google Foo, is I would just put everybody into a raffle for a prize. And I probably wouldn't even announce that I'm going to do a prize beforehand, like meaning the week before or whatever. I would announce it that day just because, you know, some people show up to win prizes and that ain't cool. You got to show up and actually do the quizzes, or at least, you know, sit and listen. I don't care if you're actually participating or not, but you know, definitely would want you to. Oh, my ghost is a little sticky. I'm gonna make it a little dirty. Um, but I mean, even being present for the lives helps the channel. So, you know, you don't have to necessarily do the quizzes, but those who are here during the live and at least, you know, showing that you're making some kind of conversation would we're gonna tell you now. I'm gonna be the biggest loser, but gonna enjoy this journey with you. Oh, well, wonderful. Listen, everybody's, I think, competing to see who is going to be the worst, but you know what? It's okay. As long as you're having fun, that's really all that matters as far as quizzes go. Uh, for, you know, it's for fun. It's not meant to be taken too seriously, and you know, we're just here for a good time. We're not here for a long time, but we're here for a good time, right? A couple hours on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Um, Trying to decide when I'm gonna have Dustin back on the Twitch live. He's picked up some new cactuses, and I don't know if he's potted them yet. I don't think he has he potted everything so far. I think maybe he has. Everything's growing so crazy. Don't even know what channel the show was on. Yeah, so as Jamie said, it was originally a WB show. And then it went to like UPN and like local, it was sort of like a local station dealy. UPN, while being broadcast to a large, and the WB for that matter, being broadcast to a larger audience, it still felt like UPN, the station, kind of did their part to make it feel like a local channel, which I always kind of appreciated about UPN. And I mean, in essence, the WB also, they always had these like, you know, focus on your town or whatever. I think I watched the first 5 seasons on Netflix 10 years ago, so I'm going to learn a lot. Yeah, channels that don't exist anymore. I mean, there's really a lot of channels that don't exist anymore because of, big buyouts from, uh, well, one, like Warner Brothers was bought out by, I don't even remember, Fox maybe? I don't know. It seems like everybody owns everybody nowadays. Warner Brothers. Who owns Warner Brothers? Yeah, the one thing I remember about the WB was always that frog, the frog with the top hat that did the little "Hello, my baby, hello, my darling," that dance. I think there's no homework today. You're on season 3, episode. Oh, you're breezing through it, Marissa. You're like slamming. All right, let's get started. Like I said, I've mixed up the easy, medium, and hard questions. Uh, let's get those up here. Okay. Now hold up a hot second. Did I see? Okay, they've mixed. I've okay. Somehow I've mixed in some angel questions, so I will skip those when I see them. Um, because the quiz is supposed to be about Buffy, not about Angel. I don't know why I prepared this quiz and it threw in questions about Angel instead of just questions about Buffy. So that's weird, but it's okay. We're not going to worry about it. That said, are you guys ready to quiz it up? Because I am ready. Let me get this laid down here and I will get to the first question. All right, let's see here. Question 1. This is an easy one. What is the name of the high school that Buffy attends? What is the name of the high school that Buffy attends? Almost done with season 1. Not really, Jamie says. Well, it's all right, Jamie. I think you're gonna do better than you think you are, because like I said, I've mixed in easy, medium, and hard questions, so you should be able to get at least some of them right. So fun fact, my sister was obsessed with Buffy. I've talked about that before. And once a year, because she lives in California, she goes to the the school that they filmed the outside scenes um at the actual high school, which is called Torrance High School. So yeah, every year she goes to Torrance High School, and not during school hours, obviously. And she'll just go stand in front of the building and take pictures. And I'm sure that they are very used to that happening by this point. When I went to Los Angeles, because again, I'm an Angel fan, not a Buffy fan. And I have pictures somewhere, probably on a hard drive somewhere from ages ago. Um, but I had pictures from the building that they used as the exterior for Wolfram and Hart. I went to the building that they were calling the Hyperion Hotel. Um, and I got to go inside because the caretaker was outside, like doing some like yard work, more like terrace work or whatever. But um, I got to go and just look inside of it. It doesn't look anything like what they used for a set for the Hyperion Hotel. But the outside was definitely the Hyperion. Like you could definitely tell. Uh, and then what else did I see that was angel related while I was there? Um, Maybe I didn't see anything else angel related. No, I feel like I saw something else, but I don't. Oh, the building that they used for their offices, the first, I don't know, 1 or 2 seasons, before they had to relocate for uh blowing up purposes. Spoiler alert, the offices that they use eventually do blow up. Um, can't tell you when though, because I don't remember. The answer to question 1 is Sunnydale High. That is where Buffy goes to high school in the town of Sunnydale. Who, let's see. This is that's a hard question. I wouldn't have known that answer. Um, okay, this is a hard question. And if you've gotten a little further into where Buffy is in college, what is the significance of the number 314 in the series, and specifically while Buffy is in college? What is the significance of 314? The number 314. It has a special significance. We went right from easy to hard because the medium question I felt like was too hard and I wouldn't have even known the answer to it. It's like you best be a super Buffy buff in order to know the answer to that question, I feel like. So we moved right on to something that I figured you might have a chance of knowing. Oh, hey, dog. Somebody just got here. Someone just arrived. I okay. So Jamie, yes, but okay, so yes to that. It was a Riley military thing. But what specifically was in that? Yeah. Okay. Okay. You know. What's up, boy? Or man. My daughter's getting some things packed because the school year is about to start up again, so she's getting her things so that they can get moved into the dorm. And I think move-in day is Thursday, I believe. So she's been doing a lot of packing to get ready for that. But oh, Amber, no, but you had the right idea, the right sort of vibe. It was the room that they kept Adam, like the human slash demon slash cyborg thingy, is the room that he was kept in, like his creation room. Ooh, I got one with a little hole in it. Well, I say little hole, it's a crater. So we will not be putting that on the diamond painting. I'm a little too picky with drills. I don't know, but if it don't stick, I won't keep it. If it has a hole in it that's visible, I won't keep it. I also don't like cupped drills. And so I'm a little picky about my drills. How did you remember that? Well, you did all right. Hi, Shadowcraft. Welcome. We are doing a Buffy quiz. We are only on question 3. Um, all right. Now this is a medium one. Question 3. Which character becomes the vengeance demon Anyanka? Which character becomes the vengeance demon Anyanka? You paused there for a second. Were you thinking of the answer? You didn't know it? I think if you thought about it real hard, you know it. I'll give you a hint. Well, no, I guess that is a lie. I would be lying if I said that she was the only vengeance demon on the show. Hello, Ducky. Welcome, welcome. It's a medium question, but it's really easy because the answer is in the question. I'll give you that hint. The answer is in the question. Bonus question number 4, once I give you the answer to number 3, which is Anya. Anya is the vengeance demon Anyanka, but her human her human body or whatever that she pretends to be is Anya Jenkins. Fun fact about Anya will be question number 4, which is what is Anya the most afraid of? What is her greatest fear? She names it in the show. What is Anya's greatest fear? Now, these, Marissa, you won't know because you haven't met Anya yet. I don't think. Wait, maybe you have. No, you haven't met her yet. I believe she was introduced during the college years. I actually think that part of the reason my sister said she was afraid of this, it's an animal. Part of the reason my sister said she was afraid of this animal was because of the show, not because she was ever really afraid of this animal. Though people really truly are afraid of this particular type of animal. I don't think my sister was. She had never been scared of them before, so I don't know. It coincidentally happened when the show happened. Question was, what is Anya the most afraid of? They're just about to graduate high school. Oh, those are good episodes. Those are really good episodes. But yeah, I tried to rewatch Buffy, and I'm like part way through the first season, so it's not like I failed entirely, but I did fail, and now I'm like kind of simultaneously watching. I should have at least gotten to where Angel goes to LA, but I did not. The episode crossovers that they do once Angel leaves, I love the crossover episodes. They're amazing. Yes, bunnies. Anya is afraid of bunnies. That was question 4. Question 5. What is Buffy's full name? This is a pretty easy one. They say her full name pretty often. Some of these questions, now that I'm looking at them, I might have to skip them because they would be like spoilers. And I don't want to give too much away for those who are just starting the show. So I may just change the question around and make it so it does not give any spoilers away. Oh, oh, that those were connected. It was just one had a little a little nip of extra resin on it. Little resin nip. You don't want any resin nips. Are you guys leaving? Oh, okay. What'd you get? Bleh, mango, no. No mango, no. You keep your mango strawberry. Bleh. I don't want to yuck your yummy, but what? Can't do it. Can't do mango. I don't like, for the record, I don't like, I guess tropical fruits, right? Like I don't like mango. I don't like passion fruit. Oh, those two are probably the worst in my mind. Like mango and passion fruit. Can't do it. Simply cannot do it. But I'm glad other people like it, because that's more for you guys. I do not enjoy it. Never have. Yes. Buffy Ann Summers is her full name. Question 6. What is Buffy's mother's name? You don't have to give her full name, but what is Buffy's mother's name? You know, I'm gonna skip that ad. Why the hell is it putting in so many damn ads? I didn't tell it to go aggressive. Can I edit while it's going on? Will it let me? Let's go conservative. There, we'll try that. Go a little more conservative with these ads. A little too crazy for me, thank you much. I don't mind there being ads, but dang, like we just had an ad. Hasn't even been 5 minutes yet. Calm down, YouTube. Jeez. Like you said you wanted to monetize. Don't you want to monetize? Well, yes, YouTube, but I don't need you to go freaking like super strong and crazy about it, though. People will not come to my lives if they think like, oh, I'm going to be sitting here for 3.5 minutes and then ad break. Fine. Let's see if that is better. If it's not better, then I'll just turn off ads for the like live viewers and then turn ads on after the. But yeesh. I do love that people have been rewatching Buffy as, prep or whatever for the Buffy quiz. That's fun. And I mean, I do love Buffy. I don't, like I said, I prefer Angel over Buffy, but that said, I love the universe. I did start another series on Netflix. It's a new interview with the vampire series where so far I'm literally in the first I don't know 20-30 minutes of the first episode, but they've made Louis he's in New Orleans, right? But he's black, or at least non-passing mix. And I don't have a problem casting things to include people of color by any stretch of the imagination. So they've taken his like backstory of being on the sugar plantations or whatever and being a slave owner, to like the sugar plantation. You're going to find this out in the first few minutes, honestly, of the show. But the sugar plantation apparently like flopped or failed when their dad died. And so he becomes a brothel owner in downtown New Orleans in Storyville. So interesting little twist to the storyline. And he's meeting with the interviewer, Daniel Malloy. He's meeting with him like 50 years later or whatever and giving him the whole story or whatever. It's interesting. Yes, the answer to question number, that was 5, is Joyce. Joyce Summers. Joyce would be fine. Yeah, she was divorced from Buffy's dad, but she never changed the name. She introduces herself as Joyce Summers. Nope, that's an Angel question. Which character, this is an easy question, I feel like, pretty easy. Question 6, which character is Buffy's watcher? Now, if we're into later seasons, I just need you to give me her first watcher's name, not her like subsequent substitute watcher. You started Interview with the Vampire also. Yeah, I'm not sure what I think, although we'll see. I'm a very staunch Anne Rice fan, and so it is hard for me to see them straying from the original storyline. And I love, like I said, I'm totally into Adler for representation, because for the longest time we did not have representation in media. As long as they have a good story, or reason behind why you would make that particular artistic change. And I think that in this instance, like, it is a really fantastic way to show another part of New Orleans in those days. So I'm into that. I think that's cool. But I am kind of an Anne Rice fan. I did catch a very, before I, had other and I couldn't watch anymore. I did catch a glimpse, just the barest of glimpse, because I wasn't watching, like watching. I was like listening to it, and got to see the person that's playing with Stott, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but we'll see. I'm a huge Louis fan though, but that's probably because I'm in love with Brad Pitt's face. So, Yes, so her watcher's name is Giles. Callie says, I had such a huge crush on him. Honestly, I kind of did too. There is something very, very sexy about a brainy person or a funny person. I was never attracted to Xander. That's a little too, as he's called in the series by some of the dateable women, a bit of a fixer-upper. He just comes off as kind of like horny teenage boy. And so he's funny. There are funny things that he says, but definitely not my type. Giles, I thought, was definitely good looking because of just the brains, although if we're talking about brains, we'll get into another one later. But as we get into questions about him, well, you know what? We'll just go ahead with question 7. Who was Buffy's substitute watcher, or was a watcher for a short time for Buffy and, well, Buffy and, I'll just leave it there because we'll get into those questions later as well. Who was her other like substitute watcher? Because that's the one that I definitely had a crush on. Especially his character arc on Angel. Oh my god, I loved what they did with his story throughout, and just his growth and his development were just amazing. Amazing. Loved his character. What is his name? You can give his whole name or his first name. I will accept. Bonus point if you can get his full name. He says it pretty often. Usually when he's introducing himself, he's using the whole name. But yeah, definitely had a crush on him. Brainy, sensitive, eventually becomes a badass. Dang ads. Okay, I'm going to turn them off. We're just going to turn them off for now. I don't think they're necessary right now. I will turn it on for the replay. There, we'll just turn ads off. Mayfair Witches. Oh, okay. So, I've read the Mayfair Witches series. So we like that, right? I didn't realize that there was a Mayfair Witches series, because I did like that story of the Mayfair Witches a lot, and I like the crossover that you eventually get if you get far enough into the books. For Interview with the Vampire, yeah, definitely loving that. All right, and for question 7, that character's name, Buffy's substitute watcher, is Wesley Wyndham Price, although I would accept Wesley. Definitely had a crush on him. There's just something about a British accent, you guys. I'm just into it anyway. I feel like, oh, and then, you know, there's another Joss Whedon series called Dollhouse, where they take a couple of characters actually that were on Buffy and give them, you know, new different storyline. And it's called the Dollhouse, if I didn't say that. But you get to hear that actor's actual like speaking voice without the British accent, because that's something that he puts on. And I was like, no, stop. This is wrong. It's all wrong. I didn't know he was an American actor, so kudos to him on his on his mimicry of the British the British accent. But man, was I disappointed when I heard his actual voice, which sounds a little bit nasally Midwestern, and I was like, stop it. For those who do not know, like outside trivia, the person who plays Wesley and the person who plays Willow, Allison Hannigan, they were married in real life. They got married in real life. And I think are actually still married to this day, maybe. I'm not certain, but I believe that they're still married. We like that. A little Wesley and Willow action there. But yeah, he did reuse a lot of the same actors and actresses in a lot of his different productions and shows. A little Quentin Tarantino that way. But at least he had people on those shows that really had great talent. Um, like the woman who plays Fred on Angel, um, she she was in Dollhouse. Um, I guess the guy who plays Topher on Dollhouse, he was in a Shakespeare remake that Joss Whedon did with the person who played Fred on Angel. And so he was in Dollhouse. Uh, but yeah, fantastic show. Oh, it's a mind screw, but it's a good show. Aren't they still? They're still married. Okay. Still married. You looked it up. Good to know. I figured as much. All right. So, in the episode, which this is by far one of my favorite episodes besides the musical. Question number 8. In the episode Hush, which won awards, and it should have, what is the name of the creatures that steal everyone's voices? Creepiest dudes ever. Ever. Eliza Dushku. Yeah. But I wasn't talking about Eliza Dushku, just in case that question comes up later about that particular person. Um, but oh, what's the name of the chick who plays Fred? Oh, I can see it in my brain, but I can't remember it. Either way, um, love the actress, loved the role she played on Angel. Just adored it. May end up doing an Angel trivia at some point too, because that show is worth a watch slash rewatch. Um, Now the episode Hush, that one won awards because they, I think in total, they only speak like a few words in the actual show. The rest of the time, they're all silent, pantomiming or writing things down or whatever. But the creatures that steal their voices when they're sleeping, uh, creepy, creepy, creepy. Uh, like I feel like I've had bad dreams about it at one point or another. Um, just because, creepy dudes. Not just the ones who steal their voices, but like their little minions, the like dudes in the straight jackets. Ugh, yucky. That's scary. Give me nightmares. Give me some nightmares. Give me hackers. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so their name, their like type or whatever name, they're called the Gentlemen, and oh, they were super creepy. Yikes, man! Definitely will give you bad dreams. Like the way that they had those like twisted up smiles and ugh, their mannerism, like just creepy. And the soundtrack, yeah, was super creepy. Hush. I'm not sure what season Hush is. I think it's in 4. It's her first year in college, right? So wouldn't that be 4? I think it's her first year in college because that's how um she and the new boyfriend um find out about each other, like what jobs they're each doing and whatever. Again, not saying his name because, question might come up about him. And probably will because a big character in that season. So I'm almost positive it was season 4. All right, next question. Question 9. Uh, let's see. Okay, a medium question. Which character in season 2 sacrifices themselves in order to close a portal? Specifically, a portal that Angelus opened. So, which character sacrifices themselves to close that? Hello, Chrissy. Welcome. We're doing Buffy trivia. We're mixing up the difficulty. So, even if you don't know a ton about Buffy, you should be able to at least, well, A, learn something, or B, be reminded of things if you know the show or knew the show. Uh, yeah, it's for me, I always felt like, and I've mentioned this before, that Angel did the show Angel did a better job of um I feel like growing the characters up. Like it was more always felt like more adult issues, I guess, because um we're not watching somebody going to college, we're not watching somebody go to high school. We're watching a detective agency and how that changes and grows and develops throughout the seasons. And so I don't know. I think that's part of why I liked it better. Um, I think another reason is probably because well, like I said, I was a Buffy and Angel fan, not a Buffy and Spike fan. So I feel like in some cases, like if you were a Buffy and Spike fan, then you probably liked Buffy better. If you were a Buffy and Angel person, you probably liked Angel better. It's not a hard and fast rule, but I feel like it's probably true. But yeah, so the person who sacrifices themselves to close the portal that Angelus opened was actually Angel. Um, and we assume he's going to be kind of gone forever. Uh, Spoiler alert, not gone forever. He gets his own show. Um, Another really fantastic episode in season 2 and kind of shows you how um, they can never be together because he can't experience a moment of perfect happiness. I like how they explain that in Angel that, like he's not necessarily going to be, turned evil every time that he has a moment of pure happiness or see also orgasms because that apparently is what it's connected to is sex. Um, but they mentioned something about most people have to settle for mediocre happiness instead of perfect happiness, so he does end up having like partners in the show that don't make him evil, which I kind of felt like was a little bit of a cop out, but whatever. There were some cop out things that ended up happening anyway. She looked older though. Angel characters were older except one. She looked. What are you talking about? Ducky says Spike all the way. Question 10. Let's see. Oh, gotta be giving some things away. Let's see. What is the name? I'll ask half the question. I'll still be able to get the same answer from it. What is the name of the powerful witch that specifically Willow meets when they are in college? I'll just put it that way. Oh, Cordelia. Yeah, in some instances she looked older-ish. I always found that actress specifically to be one of the most beautiful women. Definitely my type. Like I always thought Sarah Michelle Gellar was a beautiful girl, woman, whatever, but was not attracted to her the way that I was attracted to Cordelia. Just beautiful. Maybe not necessarily attracted to Cordelia's attitude in the show, but the actress specifically, Charisma Carpenter, is a beautiful woman. She had a guest role in another show that I used to watch, the Sword of Truth series. It was called um, Legend of the Seeker, I think is what it was called. The books are so much better, but either way, Charisma Carpenter, she plays a character in that show and gets a very badass role where she's wearing like an all red leather outfit. And yeah, yes. All of my yes on that, please. Yes. So, question 10. The witch that they meet in college, her name is Tara. Cordelia was beautiful and never looked like she was in high school. Um, yeah, I guess that's true. Um, it's funny though because the person who played Anya, she was actually the oldest of the group. Um, and so, she was depicting a young person, college age, but she was actually like uh from what I remember, kind of much older than the rest of the cast in comparison. And then, of course, David Boreanaz was another older person, but they never, depicted him as though he was in high school, which was probably, in hindsight, a better decision than to try and make him look like he was in high school, like they did with Darla. It was like, no. How about no? Because that actress was not young enough to look like she was in high school, even with the makeup on and her like her high pitched kind of voice. Oh, I couldn't. Freaking Darla. All right. Next question. We're gonna go with what is the name of the mayor who becomes No, I'm not going to give that away. What is the name of the mayor who shows up on the scene in season 3? I don't want to give anything away. But what is the mayor's name? Man, this might have to be a diamond painting break day until later tonight when I film my whip and chat because my hand keeps going numb. Dang it. I need to do more with my hands before I do more diamond painting today. That's okay though. I brought my resin to my house because my father-in-law is working on making this beautiful shelf and he's spraying poly and whatnot in the garage. So I took my half poured blanks and I brought them home, the half poured blanks, uh, so that I could finish the pour on them and then uh, I'll turn them. He said, you know, he needs another 3 days or whatever with the garage to himself. So that gives it actually time to the resin time to set up. So it'll be all right. But I brought the resin home so I could finish those blanks. And these were not, there was one commissioned and then I had space for 3 more. So I'm trying to remember what all I have going in the works. I got some coming. Um, I've got a zebra wood. Uh, I've got another ebony. I have, what else do I have? I believe there's another walnut and another mahogany in there. Wrist flexes. Yeah, sometimes that helps. And sometimes it actually like makes it worse. Uh, so to do something because yeah, like doing this actually makes it hurt worse because that bundle of nerves or whatever your tunnels right here, um, you know, bending it backwards sometimes can pinch those off and then give me these like zinger feelings. And then really what I need to do is get surgery. But I don't know if I'm ready to be out of commission for weeks, you know? I'd have to look and see like what the healing process is like on that. I mean, I've kind of lived with carpal tunnel for at this point that it's like, do I really want to get surgery? Yeah, probably, because I really don't like it when my hands are on fire all the time. You just try to diamond paint because you took ibuprofen, but it's a no-go. What did you do to yourself, Marissa? And the answer is Mayor Wilkins is the answer to that question. Mayor Richard Wilkins. Okay, and then next question, I believe this is question 12, 11, 12, 11 or 12. Character does the phrase 5 by 5 frequently associate with? Which character does the phrase 5 by 5 frequently associate with? Honestly, I think it probably would be the best choice in my life. just to stop from like waking up in the middle of the night with my hands on fire. Uh, my right hand specifically, it'll happen with my left occasionally, but as I don't use it nearly as much. But I do exercises and I do things, but it just doesn't seem to work, probably because I've had carpal tunnel so long. I mean, I've been just dealing with it for probably 20 years. And so, um, you let it go and you let it go and you let it go. I'm sure if I got a surgery, it would probably change my life too. I just don't know what the recovery time looks like. I mean, I would have to like, I don't know, batch record a bunch of stuff beforehand, but should really look into it and just get it done and over with. But I don't know. Dumbass dog got overexcited to take the kids to school. Leash was playing with instead of holding, got tangled in my hand. Only difference. Same training we do every morning. Only difference was I woke up late and didn't get his morning ball throwing in. Oh, so used to our routine, and he's normally so good. I didn't account for the extra energy. Oh, ouchies. I'm sorry, Marissa. That sucks. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that's very different about German Shepherds versus like Great Pyrenees is, Great Pyrenees, they don't have nearly that kind of energy as puppies. I mean, they do as little puppies, but like, they hit the 4 and 5 month mark and they're dealing with growing pains and they don't do a whole lot of chasing or running or, ball fetching or whatever. Uh, they're just not as active. And so I remember my in-laws, they had a massive German Shepherd. They got him from Amish country. His name was Monty. Well, actually, it was Montfort because that's the town that they picked him up in was Montfort. Um, and they were my age, when I first met them, my in-laws. And so they were getting drug around by a German Shepherd and like, holy crap, I couldn't be drug around by a dog now. Not this deep into my 40s. Like, yeesh, this sounds dangerous. I mean, as it was, I took Beans for his usual walk yesterday, and along our path, we run into this. Sometimes, if she's outside, we'll run into this pit bull. Her name is Lady Love, and she is just the sweetest pit bull ever. And Beans likes to, run around in the yard with her, play with her gently. Well, she was running away from him and playing really hard, and she like, how pit bulls, they'll like turn their butt real fast. Well, she did that and did like an about face, but I was standing there and she like ran into my knee because she's just the right height for my knee and like damn near bent my leg backwards. It was like, oh, like hyperextending all the way. And so now when I've been walking, I've been feeling my kneecap like kind of slippy. So yeah, was not ready for that to happen. But I can walk. It's just, I noticed that you can feel it moving around. And that's no bueno. No bueno. We don't like that. We don't want to slip out my kneecap, All right. So the answer to the question, 11, the character that the phrase 5 by 5 frequently associates with is Faith. Faith, if you don't know who that is, I'm not going to explain because it would give some things away in the show, and I don't want to give anything away. So, Faith is the character that 5 by 5, like everything's square, 5 by 5, associates with the character of Faith. Where are my white 80s? White 80s. There we go. Whoop, sorry, bumped you. Jeez. Lord. Bumped you with my head. Whip butts. Oh, yeah, man. Well, she whipped my butt, but it was my knee. It hurted bad. It hurted real bad. But not fun. Next question. What is the name of Buffy's? This is question 12. What is the name of Buffy's best male friend? I believe it's 12. There you go with that's the number we're going with. I don't know if it's true, but that's the one we're gonna go with. What is the name of Buffy's male friend? Yeah, I don't know. I not personally owned a pit bull. I had one for a very short time, but he was way too hyperactive and I just couldn't do it. So he had to be rehomed. His name was Petey. Got rehomed to a farm just because he was way too much for at the time I was living in a trailer and yeah, he was way too much energy for my trailer. Ooh, concave or convex rather, Drew. Way too much energy for my little trailer that I had at the time. And yeah, too much energy for a dog that needed to be out playing with more room. Still trying to figure out the purpose of Faith's character. Right now, she seems like a just cause character. Well, so Faith is like the representation of what would happen if a Slayer with all of that power just kind of decided to do whatever the hell they wanted to do, with no fear of the consequences. I feel like that's what Faith represents. Because, she even pulls Buffy into her shit really like early on. Um, she's just kind of showing what a Slayer that just dicked around whatever they felt like with their powers looks like. And I mean, even Buffy at one point, she kind of gives into that, like, I'm a Slayer. Like, why am I listening? Faith has that, like, what is it? See, take, have, or whatever that she tells Buffy about, basically breaking into a store and stealing weaponry. And some bad stuff happens, and yeah, I feel like it's just a way of showing us what could happen if a Slayer just did whatever the hell they felt like doing. She was troubled and hot. Yeah, Eliza Dushku's a good looking lady too. For sure, for sure. But yeah, I feel like that was her purpose. Um, and she's troubled. I mean, she technically she's a slayer, right? But she's not the slayer. And, because Buffy is the slayer, she has to watch Buffy get all of these things that she feels like she should have because she's a slayer too. And for the longest time, she was just an initiator. What do they call I forget what they call the slayers before they are called. Um, but they're, slayers in training, slayerettes, isn't that what they call them eventually? Uh, like when you're a slayer in training, you're essentially waiting to be called, or you never get called, whatever. Well, Faith gets called only to find out that she's not the only slayer. She sees all of the things that Buffy has that she'll never have, like friends and a high school. She never had that same experience of youth. And so, yeah, I think she's literally just there to show us what would happen if a slayer just got to do whatever the hell they felt like doing, and how dangerous that would eventually be. The relationship between Mayor Wilkins and Faith was always creepy to me. You're always creepy. Like, this is not an appropriate relationship for an adult and a vampire slayer to have. Xander or the one from her old school that's sick? Xander specifically was what I was looking for. Question potentials. That's right, potentials. All right, let's see. Who is this was 13, 14, 14? Whatever. Who is the lead singer of the band Dingoes Ate My Baby, which often performs at, oh, not the lead singer, because he wasn't a singer. He was a guitarist. Who's the name of the guitarist from Dingoes Ate My Baby? That eventually becomes one of the group. Buffy. Bowie. As I'm talking about Buffy and I'm looking at Bowie. Chewing on yourself, you goofy dog. He wasn't the drummer. He was either a bassist or a guitarist. He wasn't the drummer though. I don't think. Was he the drummer? He was a guitarist. I'm not at that part in Buffy yet to refresh my memory. I would have to Google that. I thought he was a guitarist. The question was asking for the lead singer, and I'm like, no, we don't want. I don't care about the lead singer. Oh. Might be Dustin. Yep, it's Dustin. And then the answer to that is Oz.
Man behind the curtain.
Technically, yes, Seth Green's character. Yeah, no, he definitely wasn't the lead singer. I'm pretty positive he was a guitarist, like just a rhythm guitarist or whatever. But it's asking about lead. It says, who's the lead singer and giving that as the answer. And I know that's not correct because he was not the lead singer of Dingoes Ate My Babies. Ate My Baby. Love the band name though. That was like memes before memes were a thing. Dingoes Ate My Baby. But yeah, that would be Daniel Osborne or Oz would be an acceptable answer. Let's see. Question 14? I don't know where I'm at. 14. We'll go with 14. Sure. No, it's 15. Gotta be 15. Let's see. Why are there so many like mystical goings on in Sunnydale? What is happening in Sunnydale that makes it so that all of these demons and other creatures show up? What is the reasoning? Yes, Dustin, I heard you up there. Goofy bastard. He's just up there yelling the answer. The door closed. Dustin likes trivia. He's always liked trivia, and I think it's because he's just a font of semi-useless information. He's very good at trivia stuff because he just retains all of this little like dumb knowledge about things. It's useless normally, but during a trivia, trivia quiz or whatever, it's totally useful. Taking a stand, and I'm saying that that was question 15. I don't even know if it was, but we'll see. 4-star Mary. I'll have to check that out. Oz would have been your type in high school. Probably mine too. I think it's the oh, okay. 4-star Mary is the actual band you hear when Dingoes Ate My Baby performs. Oh, cool. Yes, it's on a hellmouth. That is why there are so many crazy things going on in Sunnydale because it sits on a hellmouth. So let's see if I find any more of these. That was the last one. Good. Yeah, it sits on top of the hellmouth, which is directly under the high school, if I remember correctly, which I probably don't, but that's okay. But I believe it was under the high school. All right, let's go with Z next. $37.33. This way. There we go. Dressed as Oz, dressed as his Halloween character for 3 years in a row. Oh, that's awesome. Love it. Love it. Pretty amazing. I did love how like sarcastic and like monosyllabic that he was. Kind of an asshole. I definitely would have dated him in high school. For sure. Right, it's under the library, right? The Hellmouth was under the library. Um okay, here's a hard question, but definitely a good question. What song does Giles sing for the very first time? He's performing in this coffee shop. What song does he sing? The very first one. And it is absolutely beautiful. And when I realized how freaking well that Anthony Head, how well he sings, when they did the singing episode, the musical episode, I was like, oh, so good. So good. And I love the fact that, Sarah Michelle Gellar does not consider herself to be a singer, and she should not, because she's not a great singer. Um, they give her small parts or whatever. You kind of have to give her at least something because she's the main character. But I love that uh, Willow's character, Allison Hannigan, did not want to sing, like vehemently did not want to sing. And so most of the time when she's about to sing or the parts that she sings are very truncated because she's like, I am not a singer. That is not what I do. Uh Absolutely loved that particular episode. And when you get to that episode, you are going to freak out. It is so good. I would literally have that as my soundtrack. Like, just love it. It's good stuff. It's very good stuff. Um, he's singing a slow song, right? It was not a Limp Bizkit song. It was definitely not a Limp Bizkit song. Although he does end up, and okay, Limp Bizkit covered a song, right? And he did sing a cover song sort of in the vein of Limp Bizkit because it was slowed down, but it is not Behind Blue Eyes. He does sing that in a future episode, but the very first song that Giles sings on the show is Freebird by Leonard Skinner. Honestly, yes. I love the fact the Bronze actually had like real bands performing during their visits to the Bronze. Um, so they had actual bands playing, and I thought that was super, super cool. Like they eventually got bigger and bigger names on the show, like uh Biff Naked, Michelle Branch, like the more popular that Buffy became, it was almost like an honor to be added to their bronze lineup to sing during the show because Buffy was so wildly popular with a younger crowd, right? Or 20 somethings. Yeah, the youth episode. It was called The Yoko Factor. It was no, but it wasn't the youth episode. It was the Yoko Factor. I'm forgetting what else was going on during that episode, but yeah, first song was Freebird. Okay, let's see. Which, and this is question 16, I believe, which ancient demon does Buffy face in the season 1 finale, Prophecy Girl? Which ancient demon does Buffy face in the season 1 finale, Prophecy Girl? I don't know if he sings anything during the youth episode. I think he talks about his band. I don't remember him singing anything during that episode. But maybe he did. Wish I had a place to go like that when I was young. Yeah, honestly. When I first moved to the town that I live in now, they had this place, I think it was called Monty's, and it was supposed to be kind of a teen club or whatever, but that I got around to even thinking about going, it shut it down because there was always fights. It was just there was like illegal drug activity and basically shitty kids ruining it for all of the kids who really needed a place to go to stay out of trouble. You know what I mean? Something to do to keep from being bored. I would have loved to have had a place like the Bronze, except some jagoff kid has to ruin it for everybody pretty much all the time to ensure that they never had a teen club ever again, or even teen nights at whatever place. You know what I mean? Like, sucks. So I missed that entirely. You like the episode where they forgot who they are? Yeah. Yeah. So the answer to question 16 is the master. That's who she faces in season one finale, Prophecy Girl. Ooh, that one's a big, big spoiler. So I'm going to skip that one. Uh, okay, here we go. Uh, question 17. Which character becomes a rat for a significant part of season 3? Uh, I'm confused as to what you're telling her, Jamie. Did she ask a question about, she said, uh, la la la. The episode where they forget who they are. They don't forget who they are and once more with feeling. I used to always drop my daughter at the teen club until she split her skin. Dropping like it's hot. Oh no. Terrible. No good. That would suck. Oh, that would suck bad. I hope she at least had a jacket or something to like tie around her waist to hide the fact that she split her pants. Oh, that would suck. That sounds like some embarrassing shit I would do. Completely, completely, and totally would do that. Probably have done that. Just don't have any memory of it. Had to put the bad memory out of my mind. Bowie, enough. Quit whining. I know he's wearing real pants, but that doesn't mean he's taking you anywhere. Bowie, stop. Lord. Dustin,
What?
can you like let her out or something at least so she's not just sitting here whining and crying? You taking her with you? Well, put her jacket on her in the kitchen or something, please, so she's not squealing. gets a little too overexcited about the fact that she's going anywhere, and then she literally starts screaming. Border collies are weird, for the record. I don't know if you guys can hear her. We're not denying her anything. She's not being hurt. She's just very excited. I asked you to put that on her in the kitchen, dude. You wanted to make sure she did that while I was doing a live? Thank you. I appreciate it. Sure. Get out of here. Bowie, one moment, guys. I'm gonna beat you over the head with something hard, heavy, probably. Cheese. He did that on purpose. That's what I deal with, y'all. She's out in the kitchen losing her mind. Not you two, Beans. Don't you start. Don't you start. I got about 15 minutes, and then I will take you someplace. But for right now, you got to wait, bro. Yeah, what were you trying to tell her, Zane? At this point, it's just a drop. Yeah, and never get up. Tabula rasa. Yeah, that was when they forgot. That was when they forgot who they were. Yeah, season 6 was very dark. Oh no. You got to warm up before that. Kat talked about that. The importance of warming up before you try and drop anything like it's hot. Better apply the icy hot. You can drop it like it's icy hot. Because otherwise, if I don't pre-lubricate and get everything, take my ibuprofen beforehand, make sure to do all my stretches. If I drop it like it's hot, then I'm gonna be staying down. There's no getting back up from that. Pretty much done at that point. Well, this is where I live now. Down here on the floor. Don't worry about me, cruel world. I'll be down here. I'll just be laying on the ground going, that'll be me. Just laying on the floor. She's what my grandma would call a vocal beast. Any dog that's vocal. Yeah, a vocal beast. Yeah, she's something. So is he, I tell you. All right, let's see. What question was that? That was, yes, the person who becomes a rat for a significant part of season 3 was Amy Madison. Let's see. I'm trying to find a good question for 17. Who is the principal of Sunnydale High during Buffy's first 3 years? The one after the first one that got eaten by the students. Not the first principal, but the one that was the principal for the rest of the time after that at the high school. Jack had to make dinner. Oh, okay. Well, all you missed was Bowie having a freak out moment about going for a W. I say W because Beans is like literally right there. Listening out for keywords that mean he gets to go someplace. Eventually, he's going to figure out what going for a W means. But if I say W instead of the other thing, then he won't sit here and cry and freak out about it. Any more Z's? Any more Z's? Go for J. $7.58. Short, evil troll guy, Buffy's mom, and Giles punk. Oh, yeah, he's a jerk, man. If he was my principal, oh, the things I would do to make that man miserable. Endless. Endless. I would just pretty much live my life solely to make that dude angry. To get him just in his impotent rage. Whatever I had to do to make that man angry, I would do it. I would do it just because. But yes, Buffy's mom and Giles end up punking the crap out of him in the candy episode, the candy sales or whatever, band candy, I think it was. Love that episode. Yeah, not talking about the one that gets eaten, talking about the one that comes after him. And the answer for that one is Principal Snyder. Ugh, hated that guy. Hated him so hard. Thank God never had a principal like that. He was in Charmed once, I think, and called it his worst experience. I don't know that real name. I just call him the troll in my head. Yeah, honestly. All right, number 18. What is the name, the title of the Buffy episode, the musical episode? What is the title of the musical episode? So good. Could watch it over and over and over again. I'm trying to avoid the questions that will give too much of the plot away as the show goes on, because like I said, there's people who are actively trying to watch the show, and I don't want spoilers, because obviously, yeah, the show has been around since, the 90s, but I'm not trying to anything away. Not too much. I want you to enjoy it and to learn about it organically. But when you get to the musical episode, Marissa, you're gonna freak out. It's so good. You will love, 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 love it. The musical episode is called Once More with Feeling. My favorite. My favorite. Behind Hush, I think that one is my favorite. What is the name of the fast food restaurant that Buffy works at in season 6? She works at a fast food restaurant, and what is it called? Love the name of this restaurant. It makes me giggle every time. So accurate. The theme song for it that Buffy randomly sings a few bars of is pretty amazing. No wonder So I doubt that that was improv, but I wonder if that was improv. It would be great. So good. It's kind of like what you think of basically every fast food place that exists. This one was particularly gross. Especially because of like the brain sucking demon thing that works there. Oh, Amber, you're close. Jamie, meat's in the name. Oh, you can't text. Don't know what to do with myself. Can't diamond paint or do dishes. Oh, I'm sorry, Marissa. That sucks. Well, what you could do in the meantime, since you can't diamond paint, um, if you have any pieces that maybe you need to seal or like you could always do post reviews on pieces that you have if you haven't done post reviews yet. Trying to think of what else you could do while you're out of commission. Um, you could, I don't know if you save your drills when you're done, but maybe you could organize your leftover drill storage or work something out for that. Because I know that's something that I constantly put off doing. And if I wasn't able to diamond paint, it would at least, give me an excuse to force myself to do it. And then you could show off like how you're gonna store your extra diamonds and whatever. That's a thought. You just remember the secret to the meat. Okay, well, if you remember the secret to the meat, okay. The fast food restaurant that she works at is called the Double Meat Palace. Because yeah, the secret to the meat is that it's a sort of like a turducken situation. All right, question 19. Who was Xander's girlfriend in high school before Anya? It's a little miniature spoiler alert. I don't remember what season this happens in, so you may end up getting a wee spoiler if this hasn't happened yet. Yes, Togo, you're a pretty, pretty, pretty bird. Just over there chatting or something. Hello, yeah, hi. Over there chatting with yourself. Yeah, pretty bird. Goofy bird. At least she's not screaming. I'll take that. She can sit and quietly talk to herself. That's fine. But yeah, it was the Double Meat Palace. Ugh. Nasty. Nasty. Getting excited to keep binging the show. Yeah, and absolutely, honestly, it's a good binge show. Like, it is definitely worth the binge. Get yourself 7 seasons of that show. It's 7 seasons, this one. I can feel it. Rip up my canvas. There we go. And this cut really bad. But definitely worth a binge. Yeah, you're a pretty bird. I don't know if you guys can hear her. She's just over there chitter chattering to herself. Then if I go over there and try and talk to her, she'll try and take my face off. So we're gonna tell her that she's a pretty bird from over here and not get my face eaten. Sounds like a plan. The person that Xander dated before Cordelia or before Anya was Cordelia in high school. Like I said, don't know if you're there yet, but spoiler alert. They date briefly. I love the episode where Xander essentially like has Amy work the spell for him so that girls find him attractive or whatever, and then they all like every girl in high school basically goes after Xander. Oh, the other episode that I really liked, completely off topic, was the episode where they show oh, what's his name? The little dude that he's up in like a bell tower basically, and it's Buffy prevents a school shooting. That was a really good episode too. Teams do not. Very soon, okay, dude? Very soon. But being a whiners or wieners, okay, dog? Talking to you. Whiners or wieners? All right. And then I think we will ask a last question after I give you the answer. Is Cordelia. I wanted Cordelia to love him so he could hurt her. But the girl, yeah, it was amazing. Good stuff. Very good stuff. Yeah, every other girl but her loves him because she already loved him. Good episode. Very good episode. All right. Question 20. Uh, nope, that's an angel. Let's skip that. Uh, reading. All right, this is a last one. Kind of hard question, maybe a little bit, but it's in the first season. Stop, you whiner. Last question, question 20. What was the name of the substitute teacher who was secretly a giant praying mantis? The name of the teacher that was secretly a giant praying mantis. Yeah, a wonderful show to be sure. I feel like we should definitely revisit like Buffy trivia as people are kind of watching their way through the seasons. People maybe prepare to uh rewatch or whatever. We should definitely revisit Buffy trivia. I feel like the group does really well with kind of 90s, early 2000s era questions. So we'll keep it, I feel like keeping it in that realm or general, whatever is another good, general animals or whatever. Uh, and then once we have the answer to question 20 settled, you guys got to let me know who had the most points or whatever. Calculate your points for the 20 questions that I asked. It was either 20 or 21. I'm not sure which. Yeah, that episode with the school shooting, it aired out of order. because of what was going on in the world at the time. Although nowadays, when would you air it? Probably never. You probably couldn't, because seems like there's unfortunately a school shooting going on all the time. But it's important to talk about because it's a real thing that teenagers deal with. Scary shit. I felt like it was important that they talk about that topic, you know. All right. Answer to that question is Natalie French. She was the substitute teacher who was actually a giant praying mantis and mated with virgins so that they could fertilize her insect eggs. That was one loophole they never, like one hole they never closed, was the fact that there were those praying mantis eggs at the end of the episode. They show them hatching. You never hear about them again. She never fights them again. Like, we assume that either they were born, you know, hatched, whatever, and eventually went on to what, become senators. I have no idea. They just never bring it up again. They never talk about him again. She never fights him again. It was a weird way to close that, to have that loop never get closed. So we just imagine that somewhere in the world there's all of these giant praying mantises running around. Well, right, but by that point, Jamie, they would have gone out into the world, mated with men of their own, and or been killed by a female praying mantis who mated with them. Like, they just don't close that loop at all. You could assume they go down with the Hellmouth when the town sinks into the Hellmouth, like just collapses, but we don't know that for sure. We don't know anything for sure because they just never bring it up again. All right. So go ahead and calculate your points for the 2021 questions, whichever it was. I think because of the way that we're trying to do it, the person who would have the most points would then be the person who's going to pick next week's trivia topic. Or we can decide as a group. It doesn't matter to me. If somebody has a suggestion for things that you would like to see for trivia next week, please help me out with some ideas. Like, I end up just like and then picking something. But yeah, help me out. First season was rough. Yeah, it was rough. I think they just didn't know then, like, what was going to show, if it was going to stick around, if it was going to go anywhere. So they just kind of did whatever they did. Didn't have to worry about closing those loops because they may not get a second season. They played it kind of balls to the wall that way. Speaking of balls to the wall, I was not aware that that is not like a dirty expression. Balls to the wall is actually an aeronautical expression for pilots in fighter jets, that when they would tilt or tip the ball inside of the thingy would move to the wall, and that's how you knew that you were like doing some extreme move or whatever. I don't know what balls to the wall meant, or why that would mean like really putting it out there, you know. But fun fact for you. It is not a dirty expression as I had originally thought. I don't keep track. I just want to play when I can, but I'll throw suggestions. Animals based on specific regions. Okay, I'm into that. but you could do like, I think what you mean is like animals of America, animals of South Africa, you know, like whatever, that sort of thing. Because there's obviously a difference between animals of the savannah and animals of the Arctic, right? Is that what you mean? I've done some marine life questions, which went well. But y'all let me know. If you didn't keep track, that's okay. Making some suggestions around what sorts of quizzes you want to have for the next times helps me out. You want to set it up so that you're going to answer a lot of things correctly. That's totally fine with me too. We don't have rules in this game, so there's really no such thing as cheating. I'm into whatever y'all decide. Or at least whatever you guys suggest. 90s alternative music or 90s TV in general. Okay. 90s alternative music sounds fun. Yes, I'm with Jamie. Or popular movies in specific genres and decades, like rom-com from the 90s. Okay. Or 2000. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so for next week, let's go with, since there seemed to be some consensus around it for next week, let's go with music, specifically alternative music from the 1990s. We'll go 90s, early 2000s to broaden it a little bit so that, you know, those who might be a little younger can, you know, get some points in also. Because I love me some alternative music. Woo woo woo. And then I like the idea of movies from specific genres and decades. I think that would be fun too. But all right, you guys. Well, thank you for hanging out with me for a couple of hours. Um, we will more than likely end up doing some kind of Discord after dark later this evening. We usually tend to hop on there sometime around 7 Central, sometimes 8. Right now it is about Central time. So whatever time it is where you are, go like 2 hours ish from now, we tend to get on the chat and just visit, you know, talk about random stuff, whatever. And then eventually I hop off so that I can record my WIP and chat. And then, yeah. So keep that in mind. Keep an eye out. Usually we go to the general chat. The Dazzlers hang out after lives in case there's any new people that would like to join us that haven't before. But if we need to move locations at some point, we can always do that. It just depends on who's on and what they're up to, you know. As long as I'm not being too annoying and people are like, oh my God, just shut up already. Because that happens occasionally, I'm sure of it. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out, doing some Buffy trivias with me. And we will see you next week where we will be talking about, we'll be quizzing on 90s alt music, 90s, early 2000s alt music. I think it'll be a good time. Seeing how much I forgot and remembered. Looking forward to continuing the rewatch. Yeah, and keep your rewatch going for Buffy. like I said, I will revisit some trivia questions. Maybe we'll give it a month or something and circle back and ask some more Buffy questions because I sure do love Buffy, and we'll see how far we are in our watch time. But whatever you guys, I hope that wherever you are in this great, big, beautiful world, that you are having a phenomenal morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye. Later, laters.